quick tip episode. We're going to dive into why it's so important to go and be a guest on other people's podcasts. So if you're ready, take out your notes, take out a pen, unless you're driving, and let's dive into it. All right, so there's 5 benefits of being a guest on other people's podcasts. And we're going to break those down real quick here for you in this episode. And you might be surprised at some of them. But make sure if you're liking what you're hearing on this podcast, go leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. It helps us just continue to grow this, continue to put out great content, help you all out. And we appreciate it very much. So let's dive into it. 5 benefits of being a guest on other people's podcasts. The first one, if you're just starting out, or even if you have been doing it for a little bit, it still gives you practice to improve your speaking, your communication. Being on camera is going to help you. It's practice to improve your speaking, your storytelling, and your connection on camera or with people in general. So that's the first one. The second is the shows that you're going on is going to help give you organic growth for your brand, for your business, for your show, because you're going to be going on shows that have audiences that could be your same target audience, could be your type of client, could be a mesh, a mix. Some people in that audience could be someone who would follow you. So you're getting on a show that's already established, that has a following. You're coming in as the expert because the host is trusting you're an expert and they're bringing you on to talk to their audience. So now you're coming on and they're listening to you. And if you get your message across, if you show value and you give a clear call to action where they can find you and connect with you, you've just grown. You've just elevated your brand by being on that show. So that's the second benefit. And the third, I just mentioned it, is your credibility increases. It increases to those listening. It increases to your audience when they see that you're on other shows being a guest. Your credibility goes up in the eyes of the host as long as you're coming across as the good expert that you are. So your credibility in everyone's eyes raises. It's just like when you see someone who's an author, that adds credibility. When they have a podcast, that adds credibility because they're speaking about a topic in front of people. And when you're a guest on other shows, it raises your credibility because now you're being asked or being invited on in front of someone's audience to share about your expertise. Just like if you were asked to be on stage, same type of thing. So that's the third. The fourth benefit of being on other podcasts is that you're forming new relationships. You've connected with this host. You're starting to build that relationship there. You're now building new relationships with their audience and hopefully building a connection there, which all that could turn into new clients. If not, it could turn into a friendship. It could turn into who knows what else, a partnership. But you're building these new relationships, which you never know what they're going to turn into or who you're going to meet through them. So it's important to get on other shows just to build other relationships. And then the final and fifth benefit of being on other shows, I've met a lot of my clients through being a guest on other people's podcasts. So it's a crucial part to building your business because you can come across as the expert. And I've made a lot of friendships. I've made a lot of cool connections just by being a guest on other podcasts. So that's why that one is on the list of being a benefit. And the fifth reason to be a guest on other people's podcasts, and I mentioned it in the last one, but it opens up doors and opportunities that you wouldn't have had otherwise. You can get asked to speak. You could be asked to be a partner in another business venture. You could, who knows, maybe meet your spouse that way somehow. There's so many opportunities that are out there that we don't know about. You could, again, ask to be on stage. You could ask to be, you could miss out on those opportunities if you never get on other people's shows, if you're not building those relationships to open the door to possibilities. I've had people approach me about being a partner in business deals, to be on stage, nominated to win an award. Like all those came from not only having my show, but also being on other shows and connecting with those hosts on those shows. So that's why it's important to be a podcast guest as well as a host. So those are 5 benefits of being on other people's podcasts. If you go back and listen to a previous episode, I talked about how to approach people to be a guest on your show. Now, if you're looking to be a guest on other shows, it's the same type of process. Okay, so make sure you go listen to that episode. I'll leave a link to it in the show notes or down below so you can check out how to approach someone to have them on your show, but it works in reverse as well. So check that out and take those steps if you're looking to be on other shows. All right, take this, take action, go elevate your brand. We'll talk next time.